Good morning to all of the students. We completed already 2 chapters and I sent the notes of the 2 chapters. You have to write in the science notebooks because in few days we will call for the book corrections to you. Now we will discuss about force and pressure. We started the 3rd chapter and we are discussing about the balance and unbalanced force. Balance and unbalanced force we already know in day-to-day life we are using. When you are going in the shop also, when you are going in the shop, when you are telling to the shopkeepers, just give us 1 kg sugar or 1 kg wheat or rice. The person are putting a 1 kg weight and then he is weighing. And what you are observing on that string, you will observe on the weighing machine, you will observe that when the balance are coming equal, means 1 kg sugar when he is filling and 1 kg weight, they are coming in the equal balance. So that we are telling as a balancing force. But few of the time you will observe he is putting a 1 kg weight also, and some of the time the weighing machine, whatever the sugar filling is coming up or it going down also. That we are telling an example of the unbalanced force. Just see an example they given. Already we discussed this. The person is putting a box and he putting a string in both the side. He putting a, we can say, weighing things and putting a 1 kg boxes thing. We can say 1 kg weight or half kg weight. You will observe when half kg weights are on both sides, it is equal. But when the person will put half kg and 1 kg, you will observe the box will move in the side of the 1 kg. This is an example of the unbalanced force. But when it is in the equal side of the half of kg, you will see that an example of the balanced force. Now you know very well in day-to-day life we have seen when the children are playing. The children are playing the tug of war. On both the side, three people are there and they will apply the force. You will observe they are in the balancing condition. But when the person on one side it is 4 and one side is 3, so you will observe the 4 side person, the 4 children will move faster compared to the 3 peoples, the 3 child. That is also an example of the unbalanced force. The balanced force tug of war means what? The person 3 and 3 on left and right and the rod are there, rope are there, and they are applying the force on both sides. And you will observe the rope is in the still conditions. The rope is in the still conditions. Now depending on the force of the 3 child on both the left and right, how much force they are applying. But you will observe depending on the weight of the children. Depending on the weight of the children. But you will observe in day-to-day life when the children are playing, they are not looking the weight whatever properly. But actual game you will see in the world when they are playing the tug of war. In both the side the weighing person are same to same. The 50 kg person are there or 40 kg person are there of the 3 peoples or 4 peoples on both the sides. So balancing weight means balancing force means when you are applying the force from both the side left to right on the same conditions and the things will stable. But in the unbalanced conditions the things from one side is not equal to the another sides and it will move easily. That will move easily. That is an example of the unbalanced force. Now a big grain you know very well. If one person will apply a force, the person cannot pick up or cannot pick up, we can say the person cannot slide it easily. But if the 2 person will apply and it will lift it easily also and it will push it also easily. The 2 grain, we can say the 50 grain or something part. Now just see they can give an example. The first I told an example of the children playing tug of war. That is an example of the unbalanced force. The second example, they given the grain storage to slide. They are using a sliding because every time they cannot pick up on the head. So they are using the sliding. If one person slide, it will not move. It will not possible to move easily. But if 2 person will apply the force, then it is possible to move easily and that will lift it also easily. So you may have experienced this thing, and what to understand from this one means the force applied from the equal part, or we can say for unbalance and balance. That is the main things is responsible for this. Now you know very well they given a 3 type of the examples. The 3 notes they given here. If several forces are applied on an object in the same directions, they are telling when we are applying more and more force in the same directions, so you will observe the force equal to their additions act on that object, whatever means they are telling several forces are acting on the one direction, means from one side 3 or 4 people applying the force on single object, so that object will move easily, and all that addition of the force will apply on that object. Means if 3 person are applying the force, that all 3 forces are applying on that object, then the object can lift it easily, or that object can move it easily. If 2 forces, then the second point they given, if 2 forces are applied on one object in direction opposite to each other, a force equal to the difference act on it. Now if the 2 person are there, or 2 forces are there, they are acting on the opposite direction, they are acting on the opposite directions. So now they are telling difference, what kind of the difference will be there, means it is the unequal balance force. Force equal to the direction act on an object, whatever the force, that is an unequal force, it will act on it. Now a force is expressed in magnitude and direction. Whatever the force are there, that will come in a magnitude also and direction also. Direction means north, south, whatever it is there, left, right, and magnitude means 10, 100, something this part. That telling force is a vector quantity. Vector means that shows direction also as well as magnitude. Now force, you know, a force is applied on a stationary object to move. Whatever the stationary object are there, when you will lift it, when you will move it, we require a force. And when you want to move, so it requires a certain kind of the speed also and certain kind of the direction also. And when you want to stop some kind of the object, then also you require a force. When you want to change some kind of the object or change some kind of the size also, then you require also a force. You know, while kneading a dough from a flour made from the flour, when you're in day-to-day life, you have seen in your home, when your mothers are making a chapati or some kind of the thing, so they are using, first they are taking a flour, in that flour they are putting a certain some oil and the water, and then they have to apply a force while giving a proper shape to change the actual the dough changes they are telling here. Now a potter applied a force in a specific direction. A potter, you know, the person that making a pot, that is also an example of the force. Then rubber, you know very well, when you are stretching from the fingers, then you also require a force. The force is required in all the places in day-to-day life. There are more examples. Now we will see. There are many such examples in day-to-day life you can use it. If more than one force are acting on a body, they are telling. If more than one force are acting on the body, that effect we can say is on net equal. They are telling that the effect on the body is due to the net force. Whatever the net force will be, the total force will be there on it. Now inertia, you know, we have seen that an object changes its states of its motion due to force. Whenever certain kind of the force will apply, and that object will change the directions, the shape, then we are telling as an inertia. In day-to-day life we have seen this inertia, we have learned from the earlier 7th standard, 8th standard. Present you are learning in 8th also, and you have heard in the inertia of the 7th standard. You know, in day-to-day life, you have seen when you are going on the bus, what you will observe, the bus or the conductor or the driver, when it apply a brakes, so what you will observe, your body is coming in the forward direction, but the seat remain in its initial positions. These are the example of the inertia. मीन्स एक चीज़ ऐसी है कि सीट अपने जगह पे ही है, जो बॉडी है ना क्या आ जाएगी, फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में आ जाएगी. यू हैव सीन इन डे टू डे लाइफ द पर्सन आर टेकिंग, बोलते हैं एक बच्चा ग्लास लेता है, ग्लास के पे पेपर्स रखते हैं और पेपर्स के पे 5 रुपीज़ कॉइन रखते हैं. तो व्हेन यू रिमूव द पेपर, व्हाट यू विल ऑब्जर्व, द पेपर विल कम आउट बट द 5 रुपीज़ कॉइन विल गो ऑन द ग्लास. So now activity 1, as I already told you, just take a glass, put a paper on it and put a 5 rupee coin. Now put a 5 rupee coin here. तो when you will remove the glass, जैसे मैंने बोला, जब पेपर ग्लास लेंगे, ग्लास के पे पेपर पुट करेंगे और 5 रुपये कॉइन पुट करेंगे, and when you will remove the paper, you will observe the coin will come on the downward direction in the glass, but the paper will out from the paper, we can say glass. पेपर हट जाएगा ग्लास पे से, मगर कॉइन डाउन में जाएगा. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स वी कैन सी इन डे टू डे लाइफ, बट द सेम थिंग इफ यू विल डू इन द केस ऑफ द हाफ kg यू विल टेक. इज इट पॉसिबल? ग्लास के पे मैं रखूँगा, पेपर रखूँगा और पेपर के पे मैं हाफ kg का बोलते ना वेयरिंग रखूँगा और पेपर में रिमूव करूँगा तो इज इट पॉसिबल, बोलते ना वो क्या हो जाएगा, पेपर क्या हो जाएगा, या तो टीयर हो जाएगा। और अगर बोलते ना वेनिंग, बोलते ना ग्लास के अंदर अगर ये वेनिंग हाफ के जी का वेट भी गिरा तो क्या हो जाएगा, ग्लास ब्रेक होने के चांसेस है। तो ये क्या बताया इसमें, देखो एक्टिविटी 2 में जस्ट टेक अ हाफ के जी मास फ्रॉम अ स्टैंड विथ ए स्ट्रिंग, एक स्ट्रिंग के साथ में ले लो, और वुडन स्ट्रिंग, जस्ट टेक टाई एंड वुडन स्ट्रिंग, बोलता ना दूसरा स्ट्रिंग और एक ले लो हाफ के जी का, एंड जस्ट पुट इन द हैंगिंग, दोनों को हैंग करके रखो। एंड नाउ द स्ट्रिंग 2 विथ द जॉब, बोलते ना जो स्ट्रिंग 2 है उसको मूव करो। तो क्या ऑब्जर्व करोगे, जो स्ट्रिंग 2 है ना, जो उसका मास है वो डाउन में आ जाएगा, इट विल फॉल इन द डाउनवर्ड कंडीशंस। हैवी मास डज नॉट मूव, द हैवी मास डज नॉट, जो हैवी मास है वो मूव नहीं होने वाला। द स्ट्रिंग 1 बैक्स एंड द मास फॉल डाउन, वॉट एवर द स्ट्रिंग 1, जो स्ट्रिंग 1 ना पीछे आ जाएगा और जो मास रहेगा ना वो गिर जाएगा, बिकॉज ऑफ द टेंशन ड्यू टू डेवलपमेंट इन द स्ट्रिंग। ये क्यों होता है, टेंशन की वजह से। कितना फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं, फोर्स दूसरा बोलते ना, फोर्स वी आर टेलिंग इन द साइंटिफिक एज एन टेंशंस आल्सो इन द डिफरेंट मैनर्स। नाउ द टेंडेंसी ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू रिमेन in its existing state is called as an inertia। जो टेंडेंसी होती है, वॉट एवर द ऑब्जेक्ट रिमेन इन द एक्सिस्टेंस, द ऑब्जेक्ट विल रिमेन इन द सेम साइड और इन द सेम मैनर, सेम स्टेट, दैट वी आर टेलिंग एज एन इनर्शिया। मतलब फोर्स अप्लाई कितना भी करेंगे बॉडी को, बोलते ना, जैसे कि बस का एग्जांपल दिया, कॉइन का एग्जांपल देखे हम लोग ने, पेपर्स बोलते ना, वॉट एवर द थिंग विल रिमेन एज इट इज़, द सीट आर रिमेनिंग इन द इनिशियल पोजिशन बट द बॉडी कमिंग इन द फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन। देर आर लॉट ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल इन डे टू डे लाइफ दैट वी विल सी ऑफ द इनर्शिया। देर आर डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ द इनर्शिया आर देयर। फर्स्ट, इनर्शिया ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ रेस्ट। इनर्शिया ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ द रेस्ट, वी हैव सीन एन ऑब्जेक्ट इन द स्टेट ऑफ रेस्ट कैन नॉट चेंज इट्स एज। बोलते ना जो इनर्शिया का स्टेट है ना वो चेंज नहीं होने वाला, वो एज इट इज़ पोजिशन में रहेगा ड्यू टू द इनहेरेंट प्रॉपर्टी, उसकी प्रॉपर्टी की वजह से। दिस प्रॉपर्टी इज कॉल्ड इनर्शिया ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ द रेस्ट। जैसे कि बस का एग्जांपल देखिए हम लोग ने, सीट्स अपनी जगह पे ही है, बॉडी फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में आ जाती है, ये इनर्शिया ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ द रेस्ट में आता है। वी विल डिस्कस दिस ऑन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर।